I'm now joined for some one-on-one by interim light heavyweight champ, Jon Bones Jones. Jon, what the hell does interim mean?
Absolutely nothing.
Thank you. You are the champion. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
You returned to the ring in April. How's it going?
Everything's going great. Yeah, I got to fight in April. Had a great fight against Ovin St. Prude. I got to get a little ring rust off, and now I'm fighting July 9th, UFC 200 against Daniel Cormier, and we're gonna be fighting over the title, and it's gonna be a really great showing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, but you said something interesting. You called your beef with Cormier childish.
Right.
Does that mean it's make-believe, it's a phony beef, or is there beef?
There's a beef there, but it's childish. You know, the way me and Daniel Cormier ended up not liking each other was me walking up to him behind the scenes at an event and saying, hey, I hear you're a wrestling coach, and I bet you I could take you down. And most of the time when you joke with a guy like that, it's like, oh, I bet you couldn't, or maybe we have to prove it one day, or something funny like that. But instead, he got pretty defensive, and I walked away feeling pretty awkward. And the next day, all over social media, him and his wrestling buddies were like taunting me and things like that. So we've been enemies ever since, and it's just pretty childish.
Childish. I saw you guys wrestling or fighting in the MGM lobby or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a real beef. There is animosity.
Oh yeah. It's the reason for us not liking each other is childish, but it's definitely become a pretty legitimate beef. So yeah.
Do you respect him?
I do respect Daniel Cormier as a father and as a person. I think he's a
father and a person.
Yeah, you know, he's always.
Are you going to compete against him in fatherhood, or are you going to compete against him in the octagon?
I'm a pretty damn good dad myself.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I see the guy's life, and he appears to be a pretty decent person. But when it comes to the competitiveness against us, you know, things just gets heated, and the fans love it, and that's all that matters.
All right, you've had some struggles out of the ring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is it difficult? Was it when you were clearly the face of the UFC, all the temptations of being a superstar in this growing league, in this growing sport, is that what contributed to your out of the ring problems, or would those problems have existed with or without that pressure?
You know, I don't like to blame my downfalls on success, but it definitely didn't help. You know, I became a world champion at 23. I'm the youngest champion in UFC history, and I think I became surrounded by a lot of yes men at one point in my life, and I started dealing with stress and pressure in my own way, and it probably wasn't the most healthy way. And you know, today I've found new ways to deal with things, and I'm just feeling a lot better today. So I'm glad that I've gotten to go through so much because it's made me the person that I am today.
Were you a fun guy, a partier in high school?
You know, no. Actually, I grew up so poor I could never afford to party in high school. I think having an appetite for the party scene started in college, and it kind of spiraled out of control as I started to develop more success.
Look, I'm 49 years old, and I grew up with a mother that was a factory worker, a father that didn't graduate from high school. I grew up working class, and for a long time we were poor.
Right.
And you have these fantasies, like what's it gonna be like when you get some money? And part of your fantasy is like, oh, I'm gonna kick it and have a good time.
Right.
And so that's like, you do all that work you do to become champion, and you think part of the payoff is not just the money and the fame, but it's having a good time.
Right. Yeah, definitely. It's safe to say that that went on. You know, you always wonder what it's like to be, you know, rich and famous and popular and things like that, and especially growing up not having anything close to that. And when it came, you know, I guess I didn't handle it in the best way. But you know, at this point in my life, I've matured a lot, and I know what it's like, and I know what that type of lifestyle can lead you to, and just doing my best to stay away from that whole scene.
I read in an interview, you said you've gone cold turkey on the whole.
Yeah, I've been completely sober for about 10 months now, and I haven't felt better.
You've been following the Johnny Manziel saga. He grew up different than us. He grew up kind of privileged. Mm-hmm. He's had the same struggle as you. Have you been following that? What are your thoughts?
I haven't at all. I haven't at all. Yeah, I know he's a little bit of a party boy, but
Y'all never ran into each other in Vegas?
Actually, I have. I've seen him a few times in Vegas, but we've never partied together, if that's what you're asking.
I'm shocked I've never run into you in Vegas. You don't like the Spearmint Rhino? You can use my name and you can get in.
Yeah, can I get a discount?
Yeah.
All right, noted.
All right. Have you been following the Floyd Mayweather-Conor McGregor battle?
Yes, I have.
You're a perfect person for me to ask.
All right.
If they get in a boxing ring, Floyd's gonna take this dude out. If they got in an octagon, Conor would win.
Absolutely, you're spot on. You're spot on. But you know, right now they're talking about boxing, and I believe Conor has a puncher's chance. You know, he's a confident young man. He's spent a lot of time boxing, and he has some extreme power. But I mean, if I were to put my money on it, I would go with Floyd Mayweather. You know, 10 times out of 10
It's no
times.
different than you told me before the show. If you and I were to box, I would take you out more than likely.
You would have a magnificent puncher's chance. You look like you pack a pretty heavy punch.
I don't know if you really fully answered. Do you respect Cormier as a fighter?
As a fighter, I do. I do. I have a lot of respect for Cormier. You know, I think that's why it's such a great fight. You know, he has respect for me in the octagon. I have respect for him. We're both capable of some tremendous things. I'm the only person to ever beat him, and I'm sure that doesn't help him sleep at night. This is going to be a great fight, man. You got two elite level winners going at it, and I mean, what more could you ask for?
All right, listen. Text me. I'm gonna hook you up over at Spearmint Rhino.
All right.
I'm the man over there.
I
Everybody
believe
knows
you
me.
too.
Thank you for coming by.